What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Sunday, the 8th of October, 2023. Welcome to October. I'm so sorry for being absent last week. I just had too much come up, and I just ran out of time for the week. This week, though, with the events going on in the world right now, I think I should show up and give you the latest that I got bookmarked over the past 7 days. As always, the first link below will take you to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all of the madness. Let's get into it. Deadlier than COVID. How dangerous is Disease X? According to one UK expert, Disease X is a new pandemic. More dangerous than COVID-19, could take 50 million lives, and could already be on its way. Have you heard of this Disease X? 20 times deadlier than COVID-19, says expert. Let's see here. COVID-19, recurring, more familiar health concern. Healthcare professionals UK now gearing up for potential new pandemic known as Disease X. Wow. Think it's on its way? In COVID news, we had Montana health officials report spike in COVID-19 cases, while in other parts of the country, COVID-19 cases falling. So up and down, not really too, this big explosion we were all looking for, that I was looking for, and that has not come yet. But, I mean, we're in October now, so we'll see what happens in the coming months. The FDA approves Novak's updated COVID-19 vaccine, that from Yahoo News. A new COVID shot, more effective against the current variants, and may have fewer side effects. Side effects such as maybe, I don't know, probably not. Ohio homecoming queen, 17, collapses and dies on the football field during pregame ceremony? I don't know. Why not give them the Peace Prize? The pioneers of the COVID vaccine in this upside-down world, they get the Peace Prize for that. Hunter Biden news, we got other stuff going on. Pleads not guilty to federal gun charges. That's from the New York Post. Meanwhile, Hunter Biden was suspected of hiring prostitutes, an Eastern European sex trafficking ring, during drug binges and falsifying checks to pay the women, Treasury documents reveal. A couple more in the Biden news. Biden's dog Commander removed from the White House after a series of more biting incidents. He's chewing on Secret Service agents and different people. And I think it's clear at this point that the cocaine clearly belonged to the dog. And I got one at the bottom, just miscellaneous Donald Trump news. Far left New York judge issues gag order in Trump fraud trial. What a fiasco. Over to the financial news. How it made U.S. stock indexes fared on the Friday, 10/6. Let's see what happened in the markets last week. So looks like on Friday, the Dow Jones rose 288 points for the week. However, the Dow was down 99 points. Got a link to the market recap data there. The Dow soars on Friday nearly 300 points as stocks reverse sharp losses after hot jobs report. Oh my God, the economy's saved. Not so fast. Treasury, the collapse of the Treasury bonds now ranks among the worst market crashes in history. That from Markets Insider. Democrat, oh my God, they figured out the budget by, another 60 or 90 days or whatever, in the middle of Christmas, we'll probably have to deal with this crap again. This guy freaked out so much, he pulled a fire alarm. Oh my God, what are we going to do? I don't know what to do. I'm sure everybody's already aware of that story. Listen to this. Let me play a little video for you. Listen to what he has to say about the budget.
I feel the judgment of history. I feel the weight of that.
Wait for the
I worry that when the history books are written about this country going down, that my name is going to be on the board of directors here. And if this country's going down, and if we're losing the dollar, I am going down fighting. And I don't care if that means fighting Republicans, Democrats, the Uniparty, the leadership, the PACs, the lobbyists. I've had it. I've been here 7 years. We don't have a fucking budget. We haven't had one since the mid-90s.
What did he say? Ford and GM lay off another 500 workers. Strikes ripple across the heartland. Update on the auto strikes. Meanwhile, speaking of autos, guy pulls gun on repo man. Immediately regrets it. People are getting desperate, man. People, the repo men are coming. People are being evicted. I mean, this stuff's happening, and the news isn't really talking about a lot of this stuff. It's happening all over the country. Store clerk, people are getting desperate, set on fire with stolen lighter as he confronts serial shoplifter. That from the New York Post. Meanwhile, we got ARG out in California. Homeless pirates pillage luxury boats in the San Francisco. They're stealing the boats. Oh my God, speaking of the sea, $73,000 worth of king crab legs looted in Philadelphia. We got the looting going on in Philadelphia that's out of control. And all this, we got more zero cash bail takes effect in Los Angeles County amid ongoing concerns over crime. This is going on in Illinois. It's going to be going on in other places. Yeah, zero cash bail. They catch and release, as it were. And I got one at the bottom. California enacts, of course, they don't want you to fight back against any of this crime. First statewide gun and ammunition tax in the country. Over to New World Order and police state news. This is where I stop and ask you, please share the report. There's a lot of important stuff coming up. Senior Greater Manchester doctor struck off for claiming COVID was worldwide conspiracy to impose a new world order. That's obviously complete craziness. The authoritative sources, check it out. The World Economic Forum Our attempt to vaccinate the entire planet failed. Climate change is too abstract for people to understand. But the coming water crisis is something everyone will get on board with. Watch the water. Take a listen to this.
Also, of course, true with COVID, right? We are all only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand.
You ever see the old 80s movie, The Solar Babies, about the control of water on the entire planet? I just get that kind of vibe from her. Anyway, Joe Biden, he says, be careful where you get your news from. Listen to what he says about getting news on the internet.
Where do people get their news? They go on the internet. They go online. They go, and you have no notion whether it's true or not.
Where would you expect us to get our news from, Mr. President? They don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to look at all available sources and decide for yourself what you think the truth. No, only they tell you the truth. Check this out. Speaking of sources to get news, stare at that image for a minute. Ponder that. Yeah. Other news going on. FBI creates mega extremist category, targets Trump supporters ahead of 2024 election. Hillary Clinton says calls for deprogramming of... You have got to be kidding me. What difference does it make, Hillary? Deprogramming of Donald Trump. Deprogramming. The Matrix has you, no doubt. Wow. Okay, on the agenda front, listen to this.
Next speaker
listen
is
to this
Sarah Gonzalez,
book that was found in a school library down in Texas.
Submitted PISD libraries.
I'll just play a little bit of it, because I guarantee you're not going to be able to take it.
He palmed my breast, his thumb flicking over my nipple. I cried out. He buried himself in me with a mighty stroke. He pulled out a few times, the muscles of his back flexing beneath my hands, and then he slammed back into me. Again and again. And when that lightning...
Yeah, I'll leave it there. You can pull it up. And I never read the book 50 Shades of Grey, but I imagine it's something like that. Other news going on. We shouldn't be bullied into believing that people can be any sex they... Oh, shout out to this guy. Listen to this. This is gold.
And we shouldn't get bullied into believing that people can be any sex they want to be. They can't. A man is a man, and a woman is a woman.
I just had to throw that in there. Other news, Biden approves new section of border... What? I saw this headline come across in the immigration news, like, nah. But here, he explains exactly what happened. He explains that he is not for the border whatsoever.
Answer one question on the border wall. The border wall, the money was appropriated for the border wall. I tried to get them to redirect that money.
I tried.
They didn't. They wouldn't. And in the meantime, there's nothing under the law other than they have to use the money for what...
That money has to be used. I tried to say, the hell with that. We don't need that. But anyway, NYC dealing with new migrant crisis surge. Number of buses nearly triples in recent days. And NYPD, check it out. Pound of crystal meth found by cops at NYC hotel housing migrants. I wonder what else is coming into the country. Over to World War III news, and holy shit, people, the events of the past 48 to 72 hours. We are at war, Netanyahu says, after Hamas launches devastating surprise attack. Rockets are flying all over the place over there. We got Hamas top leader killed by Israeli Defense Force airstrikes in Gaza. Massive bombing. This is just blowing the hell out of everything over there. We got Hamas terrorist groups going door to door, killing Israeli. I mean, some of this video, I don't know. I can't authenticate this, but you can see these guys, they go in this house and just start killing everybody. And you got this madness going on. Palestinians have stripped a corpse of a dead Israeli woman killed in surprise attack, put her body on display, and shouted that their God was greater. So, once again, dumbass human beings killing other human beings over the fact that their God has a bigger penis. These people, you're only as good... Let me just say something. Your brain, it's only as good as what it was programmed with. Like it or not, when we're all born, you're just a blank hard drive upstairs, okay? Everything you think you know about this world and what may or may not be beyond this world was all taught to you. No one walking this planet knows shit. And when we can finally admit that to each other, the world will know peace. Anyway, sorry about that. Military aid package worth $8 billion approved for Israel. Of course, we're going to send billions over to this shit now. U.S. readies a new Ukraine arms package. Despite the we're going to give them money anyway. Who cares what Congress says? That's a silly thing. Check this out. While we were having the national alert test over here, over in Russia, whale of death, chilling moment, nuke incoming, siren sound, school kids wear gas masks and war drills, and Putin readies Russians for World War III. NATO website calls for nuclear war preparation. That from RT. Putin, top ally, warns World War III if UK troops are sent into Ukraine, says they'd be destroyed. I mean, World War III everywhere. Be advised, the Pentagon warns Congress military stock is depleted by Ukraine fund fail. So, are we going to be able to defend the homeland? Better be able to defend your home and your family, yourself. American F-16 reportedly shot down armed Turkish drone operating too close to U.S. and Syria. Just a couple miscellaneous here. We got 55 Chinese sailors feared dead after nuclear submarine gets caught in a trap intended to snare British and U.S. vessels in the Yellow Sea. Oops. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news now. Oh my God, look at the earthquakes. I got it set up for just the past week, 6 points and above. Look at the Earth. 6-9 on the 7, the 6-7, 6-3, 6-3, 6-0, 6-2, 6-1. My, the Earth is rocking and rolling. I'll put a link to the earthquake data. New Orleans braces for drinking water emergency, drought-stricken Mississippi River. Be advised, we got stuff going out over the radio in St. Louis about the upper Mississippi River, the Coast Guard warning, the dredging ain't going on and the water's low, and be careful navigating because you don't want barges hitting bridges and stuff like that. Anyway, travel firm warns holidays could be restricted by carbon passports. What does that mean? If you have too much carbon, you can't travel. What should we do about this? Switzerland plans to ban electric cars from the roads, and older game consoles turned off during power shortages, but we're supposed to have electric cars. How are we going to have electric cars if you'll just own nothing and love it? That's what it basically boils down to. Other stuff going on. Here's the other way they're going to get you. Do you know your car? You can have an electric car all you want, but do you know that the tires and the brakes, oh my God, they're killing everyone. They are a threat to global health. They're talking about tires and brakes, brake pad dust and rubber. They're coming after it. They want your car. Elon Musk satellites. Why don't we talk about what we're doing to space? Litters the heavens. Astounding video shows 5,000 stars. Look at this. Look at this. For those of you who believe in the universe and, law of attraction and all this kind of, frequency type stuff, imagine a real prison planet where you can't get a message out to the universe because of all of this, Faraday cage that's going on around the Earth. Interesting times we're living in. We got a plane crash this week. North Dakota state senator killed along with his family, his wife and 2 kids. Interesting. Listen to some of his speech
last night. I
earlier
had the pleasure of sitting down with a friend of mine who had.
I'm going to play this because we need to take time to remember what this man said, and he's now dead, so we can't ask him.
About a year ago, had died. I'd never had a chance to sit down with somebody that had been dead before, and
I know it sounds
found
ridiculous.
it
Just
interesting
listen for a second.
when he explained that. What it was like to wake up in the hospital after being dead, and the doctor coming up and shaking his hand and saying, "You were the first person that I've ever gotten to shake the hand of that had suffered from cardiac death, instant cardiac death. Not arrest, but death."
I got one question for you.
They spoke for a moment, and he said, I have one question for you. And he'd asked him if he'd ever been vaccinated.
That man's now dead. I don't know. Who pissed this guy off? Did he jump or did someone throw him off the 14th floor? I don't know. But he hit a car and survived. Check that out. Craziness. Put a link to that. Huge fireball lights up the sky. Explosion over Ox. I hope they paid their carbon tax over there. Just some miscellaneous news here. Down in Mexico, we had a church roof collapse during Mass. Injuring, trapping. I mean, this is a bear story. That's something else. I guess you got to scroll down to find the real story. But like that. Speaking of bears, though, campers killed by bear. National Park. We're a multi-day family trip. But I got one good news for you here. Man saves puppy from alligator. Check it out. Let go of my dog. I hope the dog's not seriously hurt by this. There you go. Over to strange and bizarre news. Prepare yourselves. We got some craziness coming up. What is going on with these pranksters? Pranksters knocked out for flinch. Look at this. You people who keep doing shit like this, messing with people that are walking down the street because you want to go viral on YouTube. Yeah, he just found out the hard way. You know what he found out? He found out the consequences of bare knuckle fighting. Yeah, I'll link to that one as well. This other one, this mall shooting, or the mall YouTube prankster shooting. Look at this. I hadn't heard about this, or maybe I did and I just forgot about it. But this guy here goes harassing this guy. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I didn't bother to go to his YouTube channel and look it up. But he is not to be messed with. He finds out right here. Yeah. Apparently he lived, though, and that guy went on trial for the shooting. YouTube prankster shot in the chest during prank reacts to gunman, gets acquitted. Yeah, look at his reaction. And this is the guy's mother. His mother must be so embarrassed by us.
Regardless of the outcome, the jury's the jury, and we totally respect how our law plays out, and this was the outcome today, and we respect that.
Let's go.
Well,
just real quick.
Maybe the next time the guy will shoot you in the head. Other news going on, video of insane Lord of the Flies type violence going on in Louisiana. High school BMI's madness in Louisiana. We got another madness up in Oregon. The school won't say if the student was transgender who attacked multiple girls. We got possible transgender violence going on here. Oh boy. Over in D.C., Democrat congressman carjacked at gunpoint in Washington. You know what I think you should do? Senator, you should, or Congressman, you should make some new gun laws to prevent the criminals from getting the guns, and then maybe you wouldn't get... Don't you think a new law would work? Don't you think gun control would work in that situation? Put a link to that. I got a couple more here. This is America. Speaking of that, Democrat Minneapolis prosecutor sparks fury by giving probation to murderers, pedophiles, and killers. Everyone walks free, especially with this no cash bail going on. What do you expect is going to happen? A local story here, Virginia Park woman charged after driving for miles with husband on the hood. That's like Police Academy 1 style, only I think that was the wife on the hood. Remember, he was like, I'm going to go to Police Academy and be a cop. No, you're not! Stop this on your car! Craziness. I don't know. Something like that playing out. I don't know. And look at this. New Jersey man deliberately drives his SUV into police station while blasting Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses to avenge woman who hypnotized him. Can you just... I don't think they'll let us hear the audio here. I don't know if it's copyright or maybe they just didn't record the audio. But you just gotta imagine Welcome to the Jungle playing. Yeah! I don't know. He's been charged as a terrorist or something like that. Speaking of craziness, what is going on here? Is this real or is this fake?
What I'd like you to do is apologize instead of being a bitch.
You're calling me sorry, but you're calling me a bitch. So set an example.
I'm sorry. My kids can't hear me calling you.
I don't know what's going on there, but apparently somewhere else in the country, Walmart is racist. More craziness at Walmart. Look at all the people standing around. Like, I mean, it is entertaining. I think she ends up smacking the cop. Yeah, I think if you scroll down, this is what led up to this. Moments before. Here, let's watch this.
Drag me the fuck out. Drag me the fuck out. Drag me the fuck out.
Sorry for the language, but I believe in raw, unedited, I like to capture the emotion. So, okay, she's tearing up the place because Walmart is apparently racist for some reason. Now watch what happens here. She knocked his... Oh, yeah. It's on now.
You're not supposed to be recording.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not supposed to what? I don't know, that whole situation, but you can't be knocking glasses off cops' faces and not expect to be fucking meet the concrete. Anyway, for all the news, please check out my favorite videos. Jason A. put out World War III, he's on top of that. Full Israel declares war, he's got all that going on. You know what, if you want to stop for a minute and watch something good, I mean, it's very dramatic. It's a 10-minute video. I got him. Warrant officer, I think this is up in Michigan area, risks life to save boy electrocuted. This happened back in 2022, but the footage was just released. Check out that 10-minute video to see something good going on in the world. People are only, with all of the bad going on, you have to remind yourself that good things do happen. And these cops put themselves, this kid was being electrocuted on wet pavement by like a 5,000 volt transmission line that was down. And the cop just went in there and dragged him out and got him to the hospital. And the kid lived and everything. Mark Dice has got one over there. Timcast, the usual. Thank you to everybody putting out content. You guys keeping everyone informed. You guys are doing awesome work. Definitely check out my favorite. And I'm sorry I jump around so much. You know, when I put my links together for the report, I kind of have this thing in my head about, okay, I want to talk about this, and I'm going to segue into this and this, and it's all supposed to blend together. But when I turn on the camera, I'm not reading a script. I mean, it just doesn't come out right all the time. But anyway, you all get the news anyway. I got a couple shout-outs this week. Shout out to the first responders and all of the people. The Charlotte Sena, this little girl that was taken, 9-year-old girl up in upstate New York, all of the people who worked furiously to find me a good ending, and they got the sick bastard in custody. Let me just play a little bit of the news conference.
A little girl is now in the arms of her parents, ending a massive
shout out to everyone
search
involved
at
in this
Moral
thing,
Lake State Park, where the 9-year-old went missing. Governor Hochul said fingerprints on a ransom note left at her parents' home
so many
led
times
police to the
these
suspect.
things don't work out this way.
Literally drove up to the family's mailbox, assuming they were not home. 4:20 in the morning, opens the mailbox and inserts the ransom note. The hit came at 2:30 in the afternoon. There had been a DWI in 1999 in the city of Saratoga. A fingerprint was found that matched what was found on the ransom note.
They found the little girl, I think, in the back of his mom's cabin or camper or something in a closet. Shout out to everyone involved in that. It's just awesome. I hope the little girl's going to be okay. I don't think she was seriously injured. Shout out to over 100 survivors rescued and 160 arrests made. Northeast Ohio human trafficking sting, including EMTs, nurses, and educators. Some sick shit going on in this world, but a lot of good being done to counteract the demonic forces, if you will. I don't know how to put it, but shout out to everyone involved. And shout out to people who are freeing people from human trafficking. I mean, those two stories, I just thought that there's good going on in the world. I think that's where I wanted to go with that. Anyway, that's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst you never want to see again, please rate, though. It helps me move around. You can also follow me on all my links below. The YouTube channels, the Rumbles, the BitChutes, the Twitters, the Gabs, everything's always at the bottom there. You can support me on Patreon or directly with DonorBox. I put a lot of these reports, a lot of times going into this one. I'm getting this video shot early, so hopefully I'll have it up early. Man, and again, I'm sorry about last week. There may be weeks in the future where I don't put out a report. I'll try to never go 2 weeks without putting out a report, though. That's just that things getting busy, and I got to be trying to keep bills paid and stuff like that, so I don't always have time to... I mean, a lot of time goes into putting all this together. And I appreciate you guys tuning in for a few minutes with me on a Sunday to get caught up on the week's news and what's coming next. World War III, definitely. Holy crap. Man. The COVID thing, still at a lull, but now we got Disease X coming at us. The World Health Organization's talking about the water now. I don't know, are they going to put something in the water? Who knows what's going to happen. I will say I'm glad it's fall the other day in St. Louis. In fact, today, too. Beautiful couple of days. 60 degrees in the morning. Beautiful sunshine. Crystal blue sky. Not a chemtrail to be found. The weather is just awesome in St. Louis lately. How's the weather where you are? What's the temperature right now where you are? You guys take care. Stay safe. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes while I give you the news. I'm sorry for rambling. Be ready for anything at any time. Remain vigilant. I love you very much. I will see you on the next one.